5.7 liter V8 1, 5.7 liter V8 number 2, 4.8 liter twin turbo V8 number 3, 7 liter twin turbo V8 number 4. Yo, what's up everybody? It's Stefan here from Mods of Fame, and we are back with another video. Man, in this video, we're gonna be discussing something that is near and dear to me, and that's these high gas prices. You saw it. 4 V8s out there, and I gotta put gas in all of them, all high performance, all high test, all 93. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are running into the same thing. And I know we love a good thanks Joe Biden, but in this video, we're gonna discuss the real reason why gas prices are so high. Anyway, let's jump into it. Let's get started. So in the year 2021, as we come to a close, the average price of gas right now is $3.39. $3.39. That takes an average of whether it's regular, premium, no matter where you are in the country, that's the average. That means in places like California, gas can be over $5 a gallon, and in other places it can be just under $3. But that being said, compare it to just 1 year ago. Just 1 year ago, the average price of gas was $2.17. That's huge. That is a huge, massive difference in 1 year. So what changed? What's the difference? I know we see a lot of the stickers that say thanks Joe Biden. Some of them say go Brandon, if you know you know. However, how much effect does a presidential administration have on gas prices? The truth is, not very much. If you think about it, most of the gas that we produce in the US, we produce enough gas in the US to sustain ourselves, right? But these gas and oil refineries are not owned by the government. They're privately held, they're privately owned. So therefore, there's not really much control that happens in that. So what would make gas prices shoot up? What is the huge difference that's happening? What was going on in 2020 versus 2021? And the real answer is we can circle back and look at the trends in 2020. We have something that is still here that is called the coronavirus. And in April of 2020, the coronavirus hit this country by storm and crippled it down to its knees. It stopped people from going to work. The country completely shut down. No one was outside except for essential workers, and Mexico was open. So what that means is the US on average in 2020 produced 33.5 trillion cubic feet of TCF, which is natural gas, right? So it produced that much in 2020 alone, and we on average would use every bit of that because of traffic and all. But what happens when all that stops? What happens when that demand drops drastically? Well, the result is when you shut down a country, no one really needs gas, right? So there's an age-old thing, and it's called supply and demand. On average, barrels of gas were historically cheaper than ever. Some of it dropping to a value of 0 in some areas. So therefore, like basically no value. So what was the effect of this? Remember I said that the US produces pretty much all of its own gas that we need to use to survive, to go back and forth, to fuel our houses, homes, cars, everything. Well, that industry is a booming industry in that it employs a lot of people. But in the year of 2020, when the pandemic hit and demand for gasoline dropped to almost nothing, 107,000 people in that industry lost their jobs. They got sent home, no jobs, nothing, right? So that shows you that it really wrecked, like completely destroyed the oil producing, natural gas producing industry within the US. So production stopped, right? Because now you don't need to keep producing gas. And they have all this stockpile that no one is using. Fast forward to the year 2021. Guys, you got the perfect opportunity in life. Opportunities in life don't always come up like this, where you could win this Dodge Charger RT wide body, custom purple color, custom white stripes, custom interior, everything done in best part of all, free and clear. You get the keys and the title. All you got to do is visit montafame.com. Every $5 spent gets you an entry to win. So you buy a hoodie like this, that's a lot of entries. But visit montafame.com. Don't miss out on your chance to win. This thing is absolutely bananas, but we actually call it Big Purp. So make sure you enter to win Big Purp right now on montafame.com. Fast forward to the year 2021. Things start to open back up. People start going back to work. Traffic is back, right? You used to be able to breeze anywhere you wanted to go because there was no traffic, in April, May, June. But come January, February, you noticed it was back heavy in 2021. So things seem normal. The thing is, any industry that gets rocked to the core like that does not reboot as fast as you just leaving out of your house and going back to work. It is not that simple. So this crippled industry now is going through their stockpile, right? They're burning through their stockpile, but they're not replacing it. So now, again, this little old annoying thing called supply and demand comes back up again. So whereas last year there was way more supply than there was demand, this year there's way more demand than there is supply. But Stefan, okay, so why can't we just tap into our oil reserves? We have that temporary solution, right? Maybe a president can make that decision. That's our literal emergency reserves, that if it all runs out, that's what we have to go to. That's what we have to use and survive as a country. Millions and millions of people, should the world come to an end, we have reserves that'll still heat your home and keep you going for years. Do you really want to use that? The other thing is, these companies fired 107,000 people. Have they hired those people back? As a matter of fact, what I've noticed is they're actually throttling production. They're not producing anywhere near what they were producing before. And that could be because a little thing of losing a ton of money last year and potentially wanting to make that money back. And then there's another huge thing that we can talk about, which is, all right, Stefan, so we used to bring in oil from other countries, right? Why doesn't they just source that oil and bring it in from the other countries? We do some of that. Here's the funny thing. In the US, if you look, this graph shows gas production or gas prices actually over the last decade. If you notice looking at this graph, it kind of goes up and drops down and up. These are just ebbs and flows, right? But if you'll notice, in 2020, it was a huge drop. It was like a significant just plummet. And then now you see a hockey stick, crazy growth in prices as we went into 2021. Now, that's in the US. Let me show you something that's pretty interesting though. This graph is from the UK. You can literally overlay the US and the UK graphs and they look very, very similar. How is that possible? Well, the world sources its gas from the countries that produce oil. These countries are generally part of OPEC. What is OPEC? The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. These are the countries that export petroleum. They came together. They form, I guess, similar to that of a union, right? I more refer to it as a gang because you monopolize things, you set the market, you set the price, and then everybody sells at that, and then they make a lot of money, and we don't really see the benefit of competition, right? We don't see the benefit of companies looking to compete with each other to lower prices, which is what happens in the world of electronics, in the world of cars, in the world of everything else. That's what you have to deal with. But when you take all the oil producing countries and put them in one union and one set thing, they can raise that whenever they feel. So therefore, that's why no matter where you are in the world, gas prices are higher. So as much as it's fun to take one person and blame that one person, in this case, thanks Joe Biden, in reality, that's not the case. Because if we go back and we look at 2016, the average price of gas in 2016 was, Obama's last year in office, was $2.67. Hugely low, really low. That was like 2020 historic low, but there was no pandemic. Literally, the oil prices had just been driven down that much. So in that case, thanks Obama. So no, it's not the administration that controls gas prices. It's actually groups like OPEC that actually control gas prices. So, you know, why won't OPEC bring the prices down to help everybody out? Well, they got rocked in 2020. These countries got rocked in 2020. So, of course, if you can control the market and you can throttle your production, you know, just you bringing it back. But you know, oh, can't hire people, and you know, oh, we just can't produce, and that if that's gonna happen, then what's gonna happen? Demand continues to increase, and supply continues to stay lower than demand, and people in California are paying $5 a gallon. There you go. It's your boy Stefan here from Mod to Fame, and if you like this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification so you don't miss no more videos going forward. But until the next one, here in the crib, about to go put some more gas in one of these cars. We out.